Welcome, folks. I'm KPHRED. It's June 13th, 2026, and we've actually been broadcasting live almost continuously, 7x24, for the last 2 years.
Whoa! That's awesome.
It's been really a wild ride. And the first episode of KPHRED Prime Live started off with my friend and co-partner at the Link Local Network, which was until 2 years ago the progenitor of KPHRED, and sadly lost Mike in September of 2018. But we're still here, and he still lives on, so it's all good. So 2 years now of broadcasting. And Barbara, you were in early on. And actually, Frances was the first one in.
I don't remember Frances. Sorry.
See, she was early on and got sidetracked by life. But it was creating health, correct?
Yes.
We won't pick on her too much. So my co-host Barbara Wainwright here. One of the women, I can say she's older than me. She's got more guts than me.
I don't know about that, talking about a woman's age on the radio.
Yeah, I know.
See, I can do that because I'm 4 hours north of her, and she's got a bad hip.
Okay, I can't get you.
But she keeps...
And you think that'll stop her, Fred? Come on.
Ultimately, yeah. If you had to drive through California, especially down where she is, yeah, no one wants to go that far. Because she's also... she's the most either stubborn or gutsiest woman I know, because she's been the first female co-host, and she's been coming out ever since. But she's Spider-Man's grandma.
That's true. Although, you know, he's growing up and not getting into costumes as much anymore.
How old?
Almost 7. Well, 7 in November, so almost 7. And the costumes seem to have faded a little in their glory.
So when I can tell you, the next KPHRED Prime Live will be in July, because the next Saturday that we would normally schedule, it would be, I'm going to be in Chicago for my grandson's 8th birthday.
Woohoo! How exciting.
And it's Legos.
Oh my goodness, that's great. That's really great. I love it.
But now he's starting to ride the bike. He actually said he could ride the bike without, putting his feet down, and he has a helmet.
Okay. That's really good. That means he's got the pedals down, and he's got his balance down, and he's cruising.
He's going to be actually just turned 8.
Oh, okay.
It's a fun time. So, all right.
Yeah, congratulations.
We need to bring the other woman that is stubbornly determined to grow and build KPHRED.
Yes.
The woman I actually connect with in April of this year. We had our first 9,000 hour listen hour month. And I attribute that to Deanna and Jeremy's idea to try to do good for the community. Raise money for Deanna. What causes?
You had to ask me that right now when my ADHD is flaring up. It was 2 really great autism awareness charities. One of them was Spectrum, and I cannot remember the second one right off the top of my head. I'm so sorry.
You will, but so Deanna's the queen of neurodivergency. The woman who learned one very important lesson: marketing is boring. to talk about. And host
seem to have heard that in a place or two.
Yeah, I know. You are the host of Neurodivergent News Live. You and Jeremy are, and Jeremy is one of the foremost KPHRED experts on Star Wars in superheroes. Would he disagree?
He might. I don't know. Do you consider yourself the foremost expert on Star Wars and superhero? You got his attention, Fred.
On KPHRED, I said.
Oh, okay. On KPHRED, yeah.
And I was thinking about this, and as I was updating software and making sure Havoc's Gaming Den had its description showing up on the website from the Azura engine, and there was a line you talked about how gaming has changed from when I was young. And I was thinking about that, and that's got to be a topic for discussion. How has gaming changed in the era of AI or post-coronavirus? Yeah, now I got his attention. That's fine. We'll talk about that later. So, because of Deanna's and Jeremy's... God, trying to talk too fast. Jeremy's community raising efforts, KPHRED Live, or KPHRED Radio, will be devoting at least one day a month starting in September, raising awareness and funds for a show host determined cause. And Barbara was the one who jumped into the September slot.
Yes.
Who's it for, Barbara?
Well, we would like to honor our veterans. They have played such an important role in all of our lives. Somehow we've all been impacted, whether or not we've had our own family members involved in the military. We are all benefiting from our military. So we'd like to honor our veterans. And
you're still working out the causes, the actual causes for it. And so what that ends up happening is that are you going to go full 24? Are you going to do a full...
No, sorry. I have to laugh at that. No, that will not be my intention. I believe that 8 hours of programming would be a lot, and that would be sufficient, I believe. Who knows? Nothing is ever set in stone. We have to see how things play out, but I think that'll be plenty.
Okay. Deanna set the goalpost with, would you say it was a full 24 or only 22 and a half?
23 and a half. I fell asleep for the last 30 minutes. It was horrible. I opened my eyes after like 5 to 10 minutes of dead air playing. But it's okay. I think it was 1 a.m. Nobody noticed.
It's all good. That got a lot of folks' attention that month, and it was because of Deanna. That, and like I said, Barbara's got the next one coming up. There's on the list. There's an Alzheimer's in November, Women's Health Awareness in October, Animal Rescue, and what was the other one, Deanna?
We're going to have a disabilities event in September as well, and the animal one should also be in November along with your Alzheimer's.
Excellent. So that way we can help people get forgetful animals, or be less forgetful with animals. I don't know, something like that. It's all good. All right. So we haven't talked to, we got 2 more show hosts on, as well as a budding show host coming, as well as Oh, we got a whole lot of people. I'll shut up. Jim, come on down.
Yes, Fred.
Say hello to our audience. Tell us about From Idea to Exit.
Okay, Idea to Exit is moving along nicely. By the way, hi, Wilton. The challenge is going to be to limit the number of people we interview. I've got a very long list, so I've got to figure that one out. But I'm guessing we should be done. When do we talk about, Fred?
Oh, I just want to get through the 36 VC folk or 32 VC folk first. Sorry.
I don't think we'll do all 32. Don't worry about that.
All right. I just want to get through all of them and at least one of their clients in the interviews. I'll be happy with that. All right. Let's see if she...
I have a new idea candidate too, by the way, who will be...
So tell everybody about because there are folks on here who don't know you. So tell everybody about the whole concept.
Almost everybody does, but go ahead. But what do I need to tell?
Give the 60-second background. You can give a status update on the sports show.
I'm too old to do background in 60 seconds, but I'll try.
Yeah, I know. I can't call you Dr. J because I got two other ones, and you don't like Professor T, so...
Mr. T.
Yeah, Wilton, does he look like a Mr. T to you?
I just didn't put the chains on today. It's okay.
Oh, dude, you're...
Okay, what would you like?
For those who are listening for the first time, and folks, you can chat on the website. Hit the chat button and I'll take a look and we'll get your question on. And you can also hit the click to call button on the website and we can get you into the Zoom waiting room and find out what your question is. So in other words, for those who don't know you, what do you do when you're not interviewing folks for a podcast and a book?
Okay, so the short story is my career has been divided into three parts. Part one was I was an engineer designing computers that are all in museums and would fill a room. And the second part was doing turnarounds of companies, both public and private, that were in trouble, go in and fix them. And then the third part is I've been a professor for 14 years. All the same subject area, engineering and computers, technology companies, mostly software, and then I teach information and decision sciences in the graduate business school. So they're all related, but they're different.
So I've known you for at least 18.
Mm-hmm.
What was your job? What was your title when we first met?
I'm not sure. 18 years ago, let me think. I was probably CEO of the public company in Wisconsin, supply chain software.
Close.
No, what was I?
Chicago DeVry University.
Oh, I was president of DeVry University in Chicago, yes. That was a little bit of a zig, but the CEO of DeVry was a friend of mine and asked me to go in and fix it, so I did.
So I'll tell folks. Now, Wilton on this call has known me actually longer. But when I first met Jim and we were having coffee and I was in my my own first tech company, which actually Wilton was part of. And we swapped our cards and I looked at Jim's and my brain went dead stop, rewound 20 minutes of conversation, fast forward and go, did I say something stupid?
No problem.
still here.
Yep.
All right. Let's hit our next news
Well,
show.
see, I did it in 60 seconds.
You did. I'm proud of you, dude. But you didn't say anything about an update on the sports show.
Okay, the sports show is coming along. There's getting a list of. Not everybody will talk, which we've talked about. So, or is allowed to by their employer. But there's more than enough people to talk to about the chaos that exists in Division I sports. And it's a very target-rich environment. There are a whole bunch of issues. One affects you, Mary, that non-revenue and women's sports get affected by spending all the money on football and basketball. But there are more than enough people to talk to about that.
So I may have a co-host for you, but it would be an Australian company.
Okay?
I'll know more on Monday or Tuesday. All right.
I have a lot of relatives in Australia, actually. So.
You know everyone. That's what I love about you.
Not the ones who were sent there as prisoners when it was a penal colony back then, but at least I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So since you referenced Mary, we're gonna go to Mary, who's the show host of one of my favorites, Economy Creators, and owns 2 horses.
Yes, I do. Thank you, Fred. Yeah, I own 2 horses, Cayenne and Ben.
So when she's not doing that, she's publishing stuff, and as Jim alluded to, she's was a gymnast, which means she's got more balance than I do. And lately, all that balance has been disrupting the KPHRED community, which is what I've learned that we are a couple of years ago. Didn't realize I was building community radio. So, what's happening in Bookland?
Ooh, Bookland. I love Bookland. Well, in Bookland, one of the things that's happening for KPHRED is that we're working with authors to help them, or actually podcasters, to help them get their books created from their podcast interviews, and that's going to be so much fun. Barbara and I are helping out with that together, and it's really a cool project, don't you think, Barbara?
I think it's amazing that the opportunities that people have if they want to get published, how we will help and assist them do that, and there are quite a few different opportunities and ways that they can get published, so it is exciting. If you are an author or want to be an author, if you want to be an author and you have a podcast, we can help you turn your podcast into a book. If you are already an author and you would like to have a podcast, we'd love to have you become a show host on KPHRED. And we'd also like to help you promote your book. We have Mary, I have to say, Mary's the expert in that regard. She can help you get your book promoted. So there's lots of opportunities for people to get their word out. What is your message? What's within you that you want to share with the world? That message is important to everyone, or you wouldn't have received that message to deliver. So if you have a message and you want to get it out, you can come to KPHRED and get help with that.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
To me, what's cool about this is me, the illiterate, was able to find 2 smart women to build a publishing empire.
Ooh. Well, you know what, Fred? I think that KPHRED is a huge, huge draw for authors, because it's built in the system. If an author wants to get their message out, so many authors publish to crickets, and with KPHRED giving them a voice, it is so much better and it's so much fun. So I think that it's just a perfect blend.
You got any thoughts, Barbara? Seriously,
I agree. It is a perfect blend. It just makes a whole lot of sense if you think it all logically. you will realize that if you have a message that you need to deliver, that this is a great place to do it. First of all, you're joining a community of people that are compassionate and kind and for you, not against you. So we're all here to try and lift each other up. And that's something that, sometimes it's difficult to find places that you can go for that. So I'm grateful to be a part of it, and we invite you to join us.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Well, as a newer show host, it's this community has really helped a lot. As you know, I was going to start a podcast anyway, but coming into KPHRED and starting a podcast, it was so much better, and it's so much more fun to do in a group. It just is.
It is. Agreed. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Just
and
like
this group is great to be with.
It is. And just like publishing a book, it's so much more fun to do it with people too. So I'm excited about that.
That's the truth. And that's the truth of it.
All right, let's go to our next show host, who gives us an international, let me rephrase that. The first international connection. Janet, come on down. Tell us. We haven't gone to the question of the day of what's changed in 2 years. Just tell us about Roots and Branches and how you came by it.
Right, Roots and Branches Adoption Stories is just what it says. It's about the roots, which are the birth parents, the adoptee, and the adoptive parents, and then the branches are the far-reaching effects of the adoption. Came about, I have a son who was placed for adoption back in 1970. I located him in 2017. I'm currently in Barrie, Ontario. He was in Nashville, Tennessee. And I found him because I got a notice from the adoption agency saying they couldn't find him. And they told me his name was Dwayne Tabinski. And I thought to myself, thank goodness it's not John Smith, right? So I Googled Dwayne Tabinski, and it's all a matter of timing. So when I Googled his name, it came up that a real estate agent in Nashville had just sold a house to a Dwayne Tabinski. And when I clicked on him, it said he was born in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and had lived in Kansas and was now in Nashville. And my son was born in Winnipeg, and couldn't possibly be two Dwayne Tabinskis from there. So I was able to get on his Facebook page, kind of stalked him for a little bit before I finally was able to connect with him. And we were lucky, we were blessed that we had the opportunity to meet, because he was killed 6 years later in a workplace accident. So Roots and Branches started as a memorial to him, but it's able to tell some fantastic stories. And it's getting the quality of the guests right now is just awesome. The stories that they have to tell. A couple of weeks ago, there was a lady who found out she was adopted at the age of 7 when her adopted parents brought their biological son home from the hospital, and she was told that he was their real child and she wasn't real, and how that affected her for 47 years before she actually started to take therapy and find out that she was real. The following week, we had Al Isaacs, who found out at the age of 52 he was adopted. And kind of his whole life was sort of a lie, but he was able to figure it out, and he took it that things happen at the right time. And I agree with him totally. It has to be the right time. He said if he had found out years ago, then he probably would never have been able to trace his birth mother, and he found her in England and was able to have a connection with her, and all because of the internet and what was available for him at that point in time. So this week I've recorded 3 stories that will be coming out soon. All good, all exciting, and yeah, I'm just loving every minute of it.
All right, so you have there's a claim to fame you have in that in-between era. World's largest what?
World's largest rocking horse. So that was in 2008, 2009. Back, I met my husband on a train in 1978. It was a Friday night. We were traveling from Toronto to Montreal. I was in the bar car, and he walked in with another fellow, and I took one look at him and thought, that's it. So after I'd had a few beer, it turned out it was. And I came back to Toronto on the Sunday night. He came on the Monday, called me on the Tuesday, said he didn't have a car. I said, I do. I went and picked him up, and he never left. And then 3 months later, we
Wait,
started
time out. When you say that, when you say he never left, it's not because like you used shackles or rope or
Nope.
hand.
Nope. You know what I used? I used food.
Yeah, that'll get him every time.
Amen.
Cook something different for him every night of the week. So.
All right.
This is Harper, by the way.
So no one can see Harper. No one here listening can see Harper, but we do this for grandkids. So hi, Harper.
Hi, Harper.
He's adorable.
Hi, Harper.
Oh my
Hello.
gosh. He's
Hi,
so
Harper.
cute.
Say hi to everybody.
You like being with
Hi,
Grandpa?
Harper.
Grandpas are cool, aren't they?
Yes, I love it.
Everybody needs a grandpa. Well, yeah. Everyone should become a grandpa. Something along there. All right. So, back to Janet. Janet, Deanna.
Yes.
Deanna, what's about to happen for Janet that's going to help her facilitate those ongoing communications?
Well, for people that like old school conversations, the KPHRED forums are getting ready to launch.
So, explain that for the non-techies.
So you can go to connect.kphed.com in the next few days, and you will be able to find a list of forums. Every show on KPHRED will have its own discussion forum where you can come in, drop questions for your host, start communications with your host, or they can post snippets about their shows, just whatever. Each show will be able to have its own community.
So we'll have a Roots and Branches community for Janet so that all her listeners can come and share their own stories and maybe find people, maybe find each other.
Yes, sir.
How's that, Janet?
That sounds absolutely marvelous. Thank you, Deanna. And thank you, Fred.
No, thank you. That one where the kid was told they weren't real, that just horrifies and enrages me.
I know. It was so sad. And she's such a wonderful person. She's got, just listening to her talk and what she went through and the emotions. Yes, it amazes me how cruel some people are with just with their words.
I agree. If you could hear some of the things said to adopted children as they grow up, it would make you want to adopt them all.
No, it'd make me want to slug the parents with a baseball bat repeatedly, but then again, I am PHRED. All right, so now we're going to go to the woman who has the toughest job, so tough that she actually had to be on another continent, as well as is just finishing her first episode of, I believe it's Women in Tech. Come on down, Jane. Say hello. You're muted.
Oh yeah, hello.
So,
Hi, Fred.
Jane has been the unlucky person designated to learn the back end of KPHRED technology, and has gotten to, as Deanna can attest, be trained by me, or I don't know, Deanna, lack of it.
I don't know if I would call it training so much as enduring through 2 hours and then taking the transcript and figuring out what you were supposed to figure out.
So,
I love you, Fred.
I love you too,
Fred
hon.
is quite interesting with so many projects to work on, and it's been a great journey.
So, first tell everyone where you are.
Okay, I'm in Ghana.
So this is our second connection. Now we've crossed oceans and establishing. Would that be beachheads, Wilton?
Possibly, yes. I mean, we wouldn't want to call them colonies, so.
No, that would be really bad. That would be really bad. No. We're gonna invade every country and make the world better. But
introduce ourselves, Fred. We don't need to invade. Not right away.
Yeah, not until I got a much bigger army. So,
True.
Jane, tell everybody about the impetus behind Women in Tech, which is, I believe, the name of the podcast. Correct?
Yes. No, the name of the podcast is actually Hello Myla, and the goal is to educate more African women to take opportunity and explore technology. So I actually love traveling, and with the little resources I have, I've been able to travel within Africa and places close to me, and I've met with several women who are quite unluckier than I am, and I see and talk to them. I believe they have the skills, but they just don't know this would be very valuable in tech. So that's eagered me to talk more about women in tech and help people navigate that aspect.
Oh, that's freaking awesome. That's even better. Barbara, you got a follow-up on that one? Because I've been talking a lot. All right. Mary, join in.
Well, I think that's really awesome that you're doing that. Are you finding that women are having a good understanding of how they can help themselves in a deeper way through technology? Are you helping them bridge that gap for them?
Okay, it's a new journey for me. I recently started, and I'm not particular about people who have navigated through their way. The focus is so many people have access to this technology or don't have access to it, and they don't know that this is tech. When you hear the word tech, they're like, oh no, it has to do with coding, it has to do with going to school. But there is another word we can use to pass an information to them, for them to better understand that, oh, there's a career in this aspect for me. So that is my goal, and that's how I'm focusing.
Yeah. Is it you're focusing primarily on women in Africa?
Yes.
Oh, well, I have a couple of people to send to you.
I knew you'd...
Oh, that's great. Gladly.
I knew you, Jane. I can...
yes.
I am a member of the Rotary Club for End Woman Trafficking, and we were able to empower some women in Ghana here, and I was privileged to be one of their teachers in tech. So this was actually quite interesting for me, because when teaching them, they had all the knowledge, but maybe the word for it or how to transfer it to a skill was what they didn't have. And I helped them navigate through that part. So I just saw that, oh, this is a great means for me to also use what I have to help people locate this part of them.
Yeah, too cool.
I think that's really great, actually.
It is.
And thanks to Fred. Fred has actually been my mentor, pushing me to do this. Yeah.
He has that way, doesn't he?
Down the rabbit hole we start to go, folks. KPHRED a mentor? Doubtful. Just a man on a mission. All right, so let's go to our newest victim. Newest connection. Dave, come on down. You're going to continue this trend of tech.
Well, that was quite interesting, and I was going to say, to start out, I deal with a company here in Tennessee, East Tennessee, it's called Tech for All Tennessee, which is about digital literacy. And there's a lot of that here in East Tennessee. So I sit on their board, on the governance board for them, and it's a very worthy cause. So I can relate with Jane in what she's doing, and there's a lot of room for work there. So.
All right. So when you're not doing that.
When I'm not doing that, so is this my point where what's happened in the last 2 years?
No, we just want to know about you. Then we'll go
I just want to know about
years.
me. Okay.
Just want to know about you.
Then we'll dig into the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Dave Eshu. I was born in the city of Chicago. My parents moved out to a small suburb called Northlake, where I grew up, and then I progressively moved west into a town called Campton Hills, where our current company is. In 2021, I believe it was July, my wife and I decided to move to Tennessee, where we wanted to retire. Where I should say she retired. Where I would like to retire. But I'm still working, and I have a 4-year-old grandson, so I can relate to the grandson
yes.
type. I love him to death. Can't see him enough, of course, like most grandparents, and like most grandparents, we like to spoil them. Send them off with all the things that they shouldn't do, and then go home and say, I don't know why he is the way he is. So, but he's the light of our lives, and we love seeing him. We probably travel to Illinois probably every month and a half, every 2 months to get up there to see him. And of course, I visit the company at the same time. And
what is the company?
Company is called Helping Hand IT Services and Networking. We are a MSP, or managed service provider, to small to medium-sized businesses across the nation.
There's that whole tech thing there, isn't there?
Connections, yeah.
So, what do you do in Tennessee when you're not working?
Oh, let's see. I love to work in the garden. I love to work outside, cutting the grass, planting bushes, things of that nature. I live in a gated community, so I volunteer my technology mindset and my want to work with my hands on our gate system. And so when something breaks on the gates, I go down and I fix them. I sat on the board of our community for a year, which was quite interesting, to say the least. And I like to volunteer. I like to help. That's the name of our company. That's what I'm all about. I was a gold, I shouldn't say I was, you are always. I was a Gold Palms Eagle Scout, and you will always be that if you're a Gold Eagle Scout, or a Scout, period. And so that was, it was very rewarding as I was growing up for a young man that who had a father who owned a mom and pop grocery store in the city of Chicago. And I learned my work ethic from my father, and I learned my temper from my mother.
Yeah, we're not going to go there because that's just going to take this show way into the past.
Yeah, no,
way.
I just love her to death. That's fine, but
so we ain't going to go there. Jim, he said retirement. What was your retirement plan?
Mine?
Yeah.
Was to teach forever.
In fact, the current bet is you'll die, finish the semester, finish the grading of the exams, and have the grades go out, and then you'll quit.
When I die, you mean? Yes. I'm also an Eagle Scout, Dave, so.
Ooh, got 2 Eagle Scouts. All right.
But yeah.
All right.
So I won't ever retire.
I was going to say, isn't retirement doing what you love?
That's worked out for me very well, actually. That was the plan, and that's the way it's working.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
congratulations.
When you hear that, Barbara, when you hear that, Mary, what do you hear coming from his voice, that subconscious message that he triggers in you?
That he needs to write a book?
Or Barbara?
For me, it is do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Therefore, retirement, I'm just not really sure what that's about. What is it about? It's somebody who's doing something they don't really care for, and if they didn't have to, they wouldn't do it. Okay, so now I need to retire from that? That's what it brought up for me.
All right, so then what would your advice, because Mary, I had a really good idea of a book. What besides a book would you say he would need?
Well, a podcast and a book.
Oh, the younger generations.
Way to go, Mary.
Got up your game, Barbara. The millennials are winning.
I love it.
All right, so the man who's the wisest of all, the one who predates everyone, who literally after my wife died in 2003, this is the dude that actually didn't bodily carry me, but emotionally and intellectually carried me. He is the author of The Wilton Principle.
The unpublished Wilton Principle. Thank you.
I get it, and there were several things that he gave me that I still take today, where he imparted wisdom on me. But the Wilton Principle specifically was, I was at a point where I was starting to have to engage with society again after she had died. And I said to him, what if people don't like me? And his words of wisdom were, you got to treat yourself like a continent. See, we're back to that continent thing, aren't we? You got to treat yourself like a continent, and people are going to land. They're going to look around, and some of them are going to say they don't like it and leave, and you're going to tell them to frack off. But then there are those that are going to say, this looks interesting, and they're going to explore and stay around, and you're going to call them friends. Lived with those words of wisdom ever since, and we're going on, dear God, 20 plus years up from those words.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you
but
scared
there is one thing that Fred doesn't include when he tells this story, and that is the fact that he, for lack of a better word, planted a lot of seeds for what he calls my wisdom. I learned a ton from Fred, from the time we first met at Donlin Corporation and our lives through that period. So I accepted it and love you, Fred, that you say, but understand that some of it I did get from you.
I wish I'd gotten from you your hair, because man, mine's almost gone.
No, you don't. You do not want this stuff. No, you don't.
So, when you're not keeping a law firm out of AI disaster or technology disaster, what are you doing for fun?
I go on as many long trips on my motorcycle as I can manage, or I'll just go out for a few hours and ride around town. Or I'll find a new interesting jazz fusion band to listen to or something like that.
So, on the short trips around town, are you with the biker gang? Sorry, club.
Some of the times, yes, and we ride around and we terrorize every Wendy's we come across.
God, I love you, man. All right, so we're going to move this along to the 2-year anniversary, and in the last 2 years, when I look at everything that's happened and everything that's going on, the new stuff happening, the new software we're rolling out, for some of it I can't find anywhere else, that we've literally had to program ourselves, and I look at Deanna can attest, since she's been deep in the back end for almost the last 2 years. We've come a long way. I started mentioning the Mike Bowler, and in the last 2 years, we've actually lost a couple of show hosts. Chris Pratt, who determined the Pratt limit, which was the vast majority of podcast hosts never get past 10 episodes. And he did, and cancer claimed his life. And we had another host that Wilton knew and was actually one of the longest known show hosts that I've known, Bruna Ari, who was going to do a Silver Tech Talk. Because after all, old folks who are audience need to learn more about tech, and they actually do know how to listen to radio. And their kids or their grandkids can put the listening app on the phone or on the computer, and they're set. And we lost her to cancer. And Clive Gray, who was a guest on many podcasts, lost him to cancer last year. So we've lost a lot in the last 2 years. This year's been a year of phenomenal growth of all the things we've done and the infrastructure upgrades. So I can track everything for like the last 2 years. So my question let's see, who am I going to pick on first? All right, let's go with Mary. I'm going to cut Barbara slack. 2 years ago, where were you at? How's it changed?
Wow. Well, 2 years ago, I was knee deep in my personal development membership, and I had written, actually I co-authored a book that I masterminded with a few other women, and I was teaching myself, Fred, to learn how to play nice with others, in the sense that as an entrepreneur, I thought I could do everything myself, and I needed to do everything myself. And so I had to learn how to start masterminding and using everyone's intelligence to help me move forward, to help them move forward in a more collaborative way. And that's what that book, Discovering Something Greater, that came out. And so since then, I've created a lot of opportunities for people to mastermind in my world. And also, of course, the newest piece of all of this in the last 6 months, maybe 7 or 8 months now, but is meeting you, Fred, and meeting Barbara, and meeting the community here at KPHRED, because it is very collaborative, and it's moving not only my vision for my businesses forward, but it's opening up so many more doorways to reaching more people. And that is what I'm absolutely loving about all of this, because Barbara said it earlier, that this is just a kind and wonderful community. And yes, it is. And if I didn't decide to play nice in the sandbox and listen to other people, I wouldn't be here. So I'm excited that I trained myself to do that.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's so great I think this is one of the blessings of what I do, which is train and certify life coaches. People that want to help people are the most amazing, warm, kind, compassionate people that you would ever want to meet. And Mary, I feel like you're one of those, because you want to help people. You want to help people get their message out, being in publishing and podcasting and interviewing them and helping them to share their stories. It's so important, especially right now. And I think that I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I believe that we are in a spiritual warfare right now with things that are going on in the world. And the more people that step up and share their messages with the world, the better off we will all be, because things are so tough right now for so many people globally. I believe that sharing messages of inspiration and hope and kindness, like Janet's podcast, Roots and Branches, it's like all of these messages, people need to hear them so that they can be uplifted with encouraging words.
All right, so wait a second. It sounded like you're saying that we need to facilitate discussion to build communities. Was that the idea, woman?
That's a great way to say it, Fred. And that's what I love so much about these, Down the Rabbit Hole podcasts that we do, or radio shows, live streaming digital radio shows that we do, Fred, is what's so important is that we are helping people to get their opinions voiced. We are helping them to get their message out. And I love that we're sharing from so many different perspectives, which we wouldn't be able to do if you didn't have this format, if you didn't invite people to come on and share their truth. So thank you, Fred, for that. I mean, everything that you've created here, Fred, is simply amazing. And I know that we are all on board and supporting that, but there's a reason for that, Fred. And that's because what you're doing and where your heart is and who you are is attracting that.
So, that was so nice. It really makes me... But the way you said it was so... I'm really fighting between the so nice and making comment about Southern California sounding. I love you.
We love you.
All right. So I picked...
Tied to what you said, Barbara, one book I've sort of outlined for a while is people I've come across, most of them pretty famous, some of them very famous,
and some
who
like
I
me.
may not agree with on a lot of things, but we became friends because we talked, and that has made all the difference in the world. It's pretty fascinating how if you get to talk to somebody.
So we can do that one after we got from idea to exit in.
No, I understand that. Yes, that was
and
not
the sports show.
It was just building on what Barbara said.
I get it. So I'm going to go back to Barbara. 2 years ago, what's changed? Where were you at? I mean, you casually dropped that whole certifying life coaches, and effectively you certified like 1 billion life coaches over the last.
Not quite 1 billion, Fred. The next person that comes through will be the 6,700th person, so it's not quite 1 billion.
All right, between that and the 3 billion Spotify listens to your podcast.
No, not 1 billion, but over 1,010,000.
And everyone's heard about your grim, stubborn determination at being my co-host, and that's what I love about you, is that you have that grit.
Yes, I have been called tenacious before, Fred. That's definitely my word. Working in the software industry before getting into the training industry, I was told I'm like a dog without a bone that won't let go when there's a problem. I want to solve it. So that's pretty much who I am.
So interesting you say tenacity, because Larry Broughton of Broughton Hotels is who the dude I went to find a veteran cause.
Yes.
His saying is, tenacity eats the lunch of talent every day.
I'd agree with that, because when you're tenacious about something, you don't let go. You keep going no matter what. Nothing can stop you. And so you have that ability at that point to research, study, learn, ask questions, find out how. You just got to keep going and figure out how to make things work better. And that's kind of what I do.
All right, so you do that. So in the last 2 years, because you remember what it was like at the beginning, what surprised you most?
Surprised me the most.
So give me, wait, come on, let me rephrase that. A, what surprised you the most in your life? And B, what surprised you most in reference to the KPHRED radio community, or KPHRED, or Crazy Man?
Okay. Crazy Man. Okay, so surprised me most in my life, I got my book written and published, which was something that I had been told for more than a decade, you should have a book. And so I finally got one, and it's called Awakening to Divine Purpose. And it was, again, it was a process. I actually started the beginning of the book in 2011, put it on a shelf, and didn't get back to it until 2023. And in 2023, I started developing the content, and then it got finished and published in December of 2025. So it takes a long time to write a book. I have a lot of respect for people that actually get a book published, because I know there's a lot of people that want to publish a book, or they say that they have a book, but it never gets done. And to them, just get your chutzpah going and reach out to us, because we can help you make that happen. We can encourage you, motivate you, coach you, whatever you need to get your message out. We're here to help. Okay, so that said, what was exciting about KPHRED...
Surprising. I didn't say exciting. I said surprising. Differential.
If it's surprising, it's exciting in my book, okay? So
yeah, no, there's a couple I've had that were not exciting. Grim, stubborn determination was inherent in getting past it.
But we have that in common, right? Wouldn't you agree that you are also tenacious?
I call it too stupid to quit, but that's just me.
Okay.
There's another word
Same
that
thing.
I would call it, but Deanna forbade me to use that word.
Okay, so surprising, maybe exciting for sure, is that the technology that is being used behind the scenes to create this live streaming digital radio show is improving. There's new additions happening to it that are making it better, and I love that you've embraced those changes and that you're implementing the changes. And I know that those things are technical and they're not easy at all, but you're doing it, and you have the tenacity to keep making it happen, and that's brilliant. And look at you squirm when you get complimented.
So when you say that, what I think I just heard was, I've gotten really good at running away and hiding in technology when a lot of women tell me how to improve stuff.
There you go. See, so
that would explain a whole lot of my life there.
And you know what, I relate to that, because what I loved about computers when I was doing software development was the fact that computers are logical, okay? And people are not. So that was my refuge as well, was being in the computer world and working with computers, because they're so amazing, garbage in, garbage out. But if you get it right, then it's wonderful, and magic happens, and everybody is happy, and things run smooth, and it's wonderful. And that's where I like to get to. And if we could only make that happen in the world, wouldn't this place be different?
Ooh, a grandma point of view. Actually, kind of the philosophical point of what we're doing. Okay, all right. I'm going to let you slide more. So now we're going to go to the woman responsible for our most listened month. Deanna, what's happened? How's your life changed in the last 2 years? And then what's been most surprising about KPHRED to you?
My life has changed the most in 2 years, because 2 years ago I ran a boring marketing agency for mental health professionals, and now I run a radio show for neurodivergent people. My marketing agency has completely shifted gears, so now I actually help neurodivergent people have marketing they actually understand, that doesn't drive them crazy. And my husband launched a show, and we're getting ready to launch a third one next week. I never would have suspected that I would be this deep in podcasting and radio. I thought you were a passing fad that I was going to flit through in 6 months and be on to the next project.
Wow. Deanna is the female blunt force trauma PHRED of KPHRED community.
I mean, that's one way of putting it. I like to think I'm the nice one.
Of which the station or the shows? Never mind. Jeremy's there, and I don't want to put you on the spot. So tell us about the new show starting up.
Well, one of the things that we've come to discover over the last year and a half of doing Neurodivergent News Live is that a lot of the people in our community have a very negative relationship with their faith. And it doesn't matter what religion they ascribe to or what philosophy, they have found rejection time and time again when attempting to integrate with mainstream faith. And that has led to a negative relationship with whatever faith it is they ascribe to, and that just will not do. Jeremy and I are very spiritual people. We're Christians, so there is going to be a bit of a leaning towards the show, but we are launching Neurodivergent News Faith Unmasked, where we're going to dig into those things. Why do you struggle, and what can we do to help you overcome it?
You know what? That's really near and dear to my heart, Deanna, because through my coaching experience, people call themselves recovered Catholics, meaning they experienced or felt some kind of abuse in the Catholic Church. So I love that you are giving people a voice to be heard, to express what their experience is, what they're experiencing, the hurt, the pain caused by judgment. And it's so ironic, in my opinion, because I believe that a lot of religious people are very judgmental. And I believe that's also one of the things that was said in a quote, "Judge not, lest thee be judged." So I think it's wonderful that you are giving a voice to people that need to be heard. Thank you.
Well, like I was saying, I mean, we were having these conversations with people, and people get so antsy and so nervous talking about anything to do with faith just because they don't want to offend someone. Well, I'm sorry, but if your faith isn't offending someone, are you passionate enough about it? If you can't ask hard questions, are you actually getting the experience that you deserve?
So,
are you open to other faiths besides Christianity?
Absolutely, as long as we can have a rational and civilized conversation, absolutely.
Okay, so I don't know if anyone knows this about me, but I'm a follower of the Baha'i faith.
I know that.
And I guess one of the reasons why I don't discuss my faith, or I can't seem to discuss my faith with members of other faiths, is that from my perspective, there's only one God. There can only be one. So the fact that I follow him differently from you doesn't make me wrong, nor does it make you wrong. It just makes us a little different, and there's something that we can discuss. Does that align with what you think and or feel?
Yes, sir, very much. I mean, yes, as a Christian, I do believe that there is one true path to salvation, etc., etc. I won't go into all the details, but that does not mean that we cannot have conversations, because the number one thing that human beings do is we focus on our differences instead of the ways that we are alike.
So I gotta say, in this topic, the fact that Barbara was the one that went Old Testament, that really kind of, I don't know, weirds me out, because that ain't Southern Californian. But that's okay. All right. I love you, woman.
It kind of is, but that's a discussion for another day.
I know. So we keep connecting people with guests, don't we, and resources. Interesting show. All right. Jim, haven't picked on you. Now, I've known you, like I said, almost as long as Wilton. So it's really hard for me to judge the last 2 years. But A, what's changed in your life the last 2 years? Well, actually, you became a superhero back then. And B, what's been most surprising about KPHRED?
Okay, so let me address what Wilton and everybody was talking about recently, Barbara. I'm an Anglican. My whole family's from England. But one of my students has written a number of books. They're all very religious, and for you, Jane, he's from Nigeria, so a neighboring country to where you're from. And so I was at his book launch of this latest book.
We keep coming back to books, don't we?
Pardon me?
We keep coming back to books. There's a really surprise. I mean, I get it with Barbara and Mary, but man, we keep weaving that book thing through there. Go ahead. Sorry.
So I was with 7 Nigerians and me on the book launch panel. Most of them were ministers. Anyway, so this is, I don't know how many books he's written, quite a few. I have them all. And at the same time, I discovered that one of my football teammates, who's an engineer, who played for the New York Giants for a bit, he's written a bunch of science fiction books, all based on the Bible, much more loosely than the previous one, but this one's based on Revelations. Anyway, so
I wonder if he does podcasts. If he guests on it. So
he was a junior when I was a freshman, so he's a couple years older than me.
So, like, he should be interviewed by somebody.
Or you mean what, my student or my teammate? Yeah,
I do.
We could interview, my student is here in Chicago, so.
Or somebody could that's doing a book show. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later. All right.
I came back to books because of the previous discussion.
Yeah, I get it.
The last 2 years. 2 years ago, I could walk.
And now you've got an adamantite superstructure.
I do, but I am not able to walk without assistance.
Yeah, Iron Man had a suit.
I am diligently working on recovering from that. It wasn't just the surgery. I have an incurable degenerative muscle disease called inclusion body myositis, which I have never heard of, and many doctors have not heard of. But so exercise is the only way to mitigate the progression. So I'm working on all of those health things, but teaching's gone well, and like I said, Fred, our podcast went back 20 some years, so, and you've posted them, so.
Yeah, I haven't built the feed yet, but it's coming. There, metadata cleanup still goes, but it's all coming.
Okay, there you go.
All right, so what is the most surprising thing in the last 2 years you've seen in KPHRED?
In KPHRED, well, the biggest difference I've noticed and thought about it actually is the evolution in the last 20 years. From where we were 20 years ago, you were the first person I know that used Zoom in its infancy, to now where KPHRED is, which is much more extensive, much more serious, much more technically sound. So it's been most of that's been in the last 2 years. So.
Oh, come me cry. Oh well, I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay. Let's see. Janet, bring it on down. You're the longest show host around left. What's the biggest difference in your life over the last 2 years? And since you've been around for about 5 months now, what was the most surprising thing you found about KPHRED?
That you wanted me to be on it.
Yeah.
Be on it. That was the most surprising thing. I started Roots and Branches July 1st last year, put out the first episodes. Had no idea where it would go. I just had so many people tell me I should tell my story, so that's what I started. I can't say I don't have any idea where it's going now. It's grown. As I said, there's 40 plus episodes out for the first year. So I've got past that 10 limit that everybody says. Once you get past 10, then you're good. You get past 25, you're golden. So yeah, so I'll stick with that. And I've kind of decided that I'm going to add to it a little bit as we go along. I'm going to do more with the branches. So I have an interview coming up with a gentleman who, his comment is that I've been a dad for 4 years, but my son's 40 years old. So it's not really adoption. It was just he was a birth father and didn't know about it. At the same time as I'm talking to him, I'm having a psychologist on who specializes in male trauma and talking to him and doing that. So I'm kind of thinking that I need to bring more people in that can help the people that have been adopted and get through that trauma that they go through. So we'll see how that one works out. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to the future. So that's kind of going to be Roots and Branches, the branches portion. And
so you're working to make the world a better place for your grandkids.
Yes, definitely. For all kids.
I'm down with that. I'm down with that. My goal in life, my daughter knows how to take care of herself. She's been on the show. No one knew she was my daughter. And
I did.
Well, and Wilton's known her since she was much smaller, and she can throw an elbow just as good as I can. Makes Daddy proud. But it's that grandkids, they're the ones that it's that future generation that they're going to get what our kids mess up. Because we were messed up. Them. And, it's that making the world a better place for them. That's that long-term thing that most people don't get. Love you, woman. All right, so.
And speaking of grandkids, I'm going to have to drop off in a couple minutes.
All right, my friend. Love you.
Many of them are here.
I'm happy you're here. All right, Janet. So for you, in your 5 months here, what was surprising about the community? Or the station? Or the what you said that I wanted you on. Dear God, woman, why wouldn't KPHRED want a show like yours on? And when's the damn book slated to come out? Because to me, I can see multiple volumes of the book. Look at it. Mary's head's about to explode.
I can see something happening as far as the book goes with a chapter from people that have spoken, right? So compilation story.
Yes.
With practical guides for those that are going through it to help them not be as scarred.
Right.
Ooh, how?
But
yes.
But to be honest, I don't know if I'm any good at what I'm doing.
You ripped my heart out. That tells me
we think so.
I don't have the confidence in myself to do that, so I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm getting better with time, as time goes on, and every time I do an interview, I get better and talk to people. So I had a great conversation today with a lady who's actually putting out a book in November the 3rd. It's being released. And she talked about going down the rabbit hole with her adoption, and she calls her book Wonderland.
So
her story was black market adoption. She was taken out of the hospital and given to her parents on the street corner, and she didn't get her own birth certificate until she was 47 years old. Until that point, she didn't have a birth certificate.
Dear God, woman, how would we not want to help that cause?
Yeah.
Seriously. And remember, when you talked about you're getting better, what's KPHRED's number one rule of podcasting? Yes, suck at the beginning.
Normally you suck at everything at the beginning, right? So
I get it, but the man of vision and action argued with me. This is the man who built the business plan. This is the ex-nuclear Navy submarine dude. Argued.
Like Mark said, you need tenacity. You know, I kept my furniture store going for 46 years because I didn't give up.
All right, Deanna, jump in. You want to say something?
Yes, I do. Miss Janet, I was one of the first people that you interviewed. I think I was in the first 20. And even then, ma'am, you made me feel seen, and you were phenomenal at your job.
Thank you.
Oh, that rocks. That just rocks. All right, so we got a new attendee. We'll bring him in a bit. Jane, you around? Maybe not. When you say something when you are. We'll come back to her. Dave, what was your what's changing the most in your life in the last 2 years? And then just in what you've seen today, what surprises you of the community?
I'm going to answer your first question or second question first. The diversity. And to add to that, Janet, my wife and I are blessed with a daughter from Korea, and she's 42 years old and has our grandchild of 4 years old. So I can relate to your conversations and kind of what your mission is. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see what's happened to me in the last 2 years. Actually, it kind of stems farther back than 2 years. More stems back to COVID in 2021, where the major transformations changed. Two major decisions that my wife and I reshaped our personal life as well as our business life. First, we had relocated our business on January 25th of 2021 to a new facility. This moved us to a greater opportunity to expand our team and our client base. We came off a phenomenal year in 2020 because back then we were considered an essential business in COVID. And so we were not limited to being able to not be in a location, although we segmented our team. Most of us worked remotely at that time. So that was probably a big change for us back then in 2020 with Zoom actually taking over and us setting up a lot of our client base with laptops and working from home and so on and so on. However, along the way, there were a couple opportunities that seemed to be more like challenges for us at the time. In 2020, throughout COVID, our sales increased significantly. As I said, we were an essential business at that time. Despite the growth, we faced some critical gaps. There was we had no dedicated marketing team, and we had no particular sales team that was in place other than myself. Both were my responsibilities in Illinois at the time when I was there. So in 2021, when we moved down to Tennessee, those immediately surfaced for me. And how that actually came about was I noticed that our financials began to turn red in 2021, which we had never, ever been in the red. And so that created a sense of urgency for us around our new building structure and the accountability and stability in our business of what we were, being an IT company, a managed service company. So at that point, I would say our new journey kind of built on two aspects. Number one, I needed to find somebody that was a dedicated marketing team that would create some consistency and accountability for our organization and continue the growth beyond my personal efforts that I was able to put in. Second, I worked to understand why we had turned red in our financial arena in 2021. As I watched each month in 2021, it continued to be in the red, and I found myself asking a simple question: what am I doing wrong? What am I doing different? And it came to me in September of 2021. We, as a company, or I should say I, as a company, started the business out of my home, out of the basement of my home. We always had been a client-first type company. However, since COVID had began, we had stopped visiting our clients in person. And that personal connection was the very foundation of our relationships that we had disappeared at that time. So in October of 2021, I made a major shift. I drove up to Chicago. I made a commitment to visit with 20 of our clients personally. And these meetings weren't about making a sales. They were about how I could listen to how they navigated through COVID at that time and what the changes were made for them and their organizations and what we needed to do as a company to move forward. Those are some of the major decisions that had changed for us. It also catapulted me to be able to understand how I needed to run a business from Tennessee and having a business that was a national brand that was across the country. So it was a major change for us, those two aspects of it. By the end of the fourth quarter in 2021, we had turned everything around and we have never looked back. So those are some major changes that have happened to us.
Wow, really does sound like a economy created, doesn't it, Mary?
Absolutely. I know. I'm planning on reaching out to you, Dave, to have you on Economy Creators for sure.
Barbara, it sounds like you built a whoppingly large network.
Well, really? Oh gosh.
All right.
I have I would say, I don't know, is it whoppingly large? I don't even know what that means.
If it goes national, if it's a national network, to me that's whoppingly large. Maybe not international, but you know.
Yes, I have an international network. If you want to consider my students that have been through the course and become certified professional coaches, I've got a lot of them in Ghana, which is so wonderful to have Jane here. So it's an interesting thing that one of the students that I had became what I call a master coach. He goes and trains coaches, and he goes to Ghana and trains coaches there using my curriculum. So it's, a small world these days. And, I have coaches in Spain, France, England, Singapore, and things like that. So India as well. So there, it is global. Canada, lots and lots of coaches in Canada. Mostly, as you may have noticed, English-speaking countries. But I do have my course in Spanish, so I have a lot of Spanish coaches, and I have it in Russian as well.
Deanna, did you just hear something? Is there a question or a plan or something like that you heard in what she said?
Probably, but why don't you just spell it out for us, sir?
Well, I know it ain't going to be the quarterly growth plan, but how long are we going to give her to get us into all those countries?
Oh, I think 2 weeks is reasonable.
God, I love you, woman. You gotta worry more about running than I do by calling her old but tenacious.
Oh my gosh.
So, my friend, we come to you for the if I go to our most recent joinee, it's all going down the library path.
Isn't it?
Library, Kindle.
It's not like our whole podcast our radio show hasn't been about publishing, but hey.
So we ain't gonna go there yet, because otherwise, like I said, it just all over. So, my friend, well, as you get way deep in, you scared the living hell out of me in one of the episodes of AI, talking about what law firms were doing with AI. So you get to live with that every day. What's been the most surprising thing to you in the last 2 years? And B, you've watched me a long, long, long time. You're one of the few people I believe isn't surprised by anything coming out of my mouth. What surprised you the most about KPHRED over the last couple of years? Well, you gotta unmute, dude. Oldest Zoom instructions in the universe.
Okay, sorry about that. As far as AI is concerned, the biggest surprise to me has been the creation of overlap.
How so?
I'm sorry?
Explain better.
Sure. Initially, I would say two years ago, a lot of firms were concentrating on consolidation of different products to just put everyone on their platform. You had you had companies that were, let's say, primarily document management, knowledge management, but then they decided they were going to dip a toe into financial, and then they were going to dip another toe into case management. And if you wanted to jump on board with that particular organization, you were going to have to basically make a plan where you were going to discard everything that you had and put everything in that single multi-sectioned basket. While that's been a thing, what I'm finding out is that a lot of that, everybody jumping into everyone else's pool, it's the speed at which a company that used to be very good at one thing is suddenly really strong in 4, has been a surprise, and it's made my ability to pick a good direction for the firm to go a lot more difficult. Okay, case in point.
Tell me about it.
We are moving forward with a basically law firm management tool that takes what you already have, puts a skin on it, and then it basically presents all of it as a single platform, even though behind the scenes it's not. Well, a lot of the tools, I won't say a lot of them, but a number of the tools that were thought to be just in the skin, the underlying platforms are now suddenly beginning to offer those. So then it sort of becomes a discussion as to whether or not, okay, wait a minute, do we go with the skin, or do we wait for the people who we currently have relationships with to get to the point where we don't need to change anything. We just keep working with these people. And along with that, we still have the issue with, I guess what we call shadow IT, where an individual will suddenly decide that they're just going to go out and find their own AI tools and use them. And then it's like, well, okay, is that public? Are you, without intending to, taking private information and sharing it with the public?
Gotta love lawyers.
And so basically there's, my job is becoming a lot more interesting because there's, along with looking at other products, there's going to be a lot more policing, for lack of a better word. I don't like that word. It's just that I don't know what else to call it. You know, I'm trying to get people to think about protecting the client who you're working for. You don't want to inadvertently share information that's supposed to be just theirs. That part's been interesting, and the speed at which all of these changes are coming about. That's the thing. I guess as fast as I knew AI was going to move, it moved faster.
See, my theory on the only thing that's going to save humanity from AI overlords is what I call the Zevon plan. Lauren Zevon's song, Lawyers, Guns, and Money.
Guns and Money?
Uh-huh. So the money's flowing into it, so that ain't working. So either it's the lawyers that are going to slow things down so much that the original folks die off and then it becomes committee, or we're going to the guns. So I'm just hoping it's the lawyers. So the fate of humanity may be resting on your shoulders, my friend.
No pressure.
As far as your second question,
yeah,
what has surprised me the most about you?
Ooh, last 2 years. Let's reel it into.
No, can't be the last 2 years.
Damn.
You're not going to get away from this one.
Oh dear God, help me.
No. It's you are a ton more community-minded than I ever thought you would get.
Well, it's that whole continent thing.
Yeah, except you're a lot more amenable to having other countries come in and set up their own little spot on your continent. And you seem to create an environment where everyone, they know what they're dealing with and they get along.
That last part's really interesting, but that's okay.
I mean, just thinking about this discussion with all of these different people, and quite honestly, the fact that I'm in it, that every time I see it, I am surprised, and in a good way, really.
Well, I'm glad it's good, but you know.
Yeah, you're doing a whole lot more with your gifts than even I saw all those years ago. You're doing a ton, and I'm proud of you.
You've been going to Barbara's Southern California class of, sunshine.
No, that's always been a part of you. You just never saw it.
I know. I said to my daughter a couple of years back, I said, I seem to be grumpier and grumpier. And she goes, no, Dad, you're not. You're just far more in tune with your inner grumpiness, and it makes you better.
Yeah. You get grumpy about the right things.
Amen to that. All right, so we're going to move on to our newest attendee, and this is where it all gets blown up into books, folks. I will tell you, this is the man that knows how to make books into good reads. The only man that I know that has worked at Amazon or been anything related to Amazon other than my wife going through and ordering stuff. Mr. Sarner, come on down. Tell everybody about yourself. And then we're going to get to the questions.
Fred, happy anniversary. I had to jump in. Sorry, better late than never, but happy anniversary. I love the tie. Looks great. And I saw Barbara and you were looking at doing a publishing company, so I thought I definitely need to come by both to say happy anniversary and say congratulations on that new venture.
You were inspiring, dude. So first, tell everyone how, before you get to where you're at in publishing, tell us about the early days.
Okay, so hello everyone, I'm Steve Sarner. I've been doing startups in San Francisco, Silicon Valley for over 20 years, 25 years actually. One of those startups happened to be a site that I helped get off the ground as an advisor called Goodreads, which then blew up to be the world's largest community of readers with 200 million members, and was acquired by Amazon in 2013. And in 2015, I was recruited over to Goodreads and spent 8 years at Amazon in the books organization. Now, after leaving Amazon in 2023, now with a partner in a book marketing boutique agency called Shelf Life, and work with authors all around the world, helping them market their books, primarily nonfiction, but we're also working on fiction these days. And we've got some new exciting things on the horizon that I think will be particularly beneficial to authors who are, really trying to get their feet on the ground and get things moving with their Amazon ads and their presence and the Amazon retail environment. So we're excited about that.
All right, Barbara, go ahead. He's opened Pandora's box on the books and good reading, and I'm the illiterate one in here. We'll let you swing first, and then we gotta let Mary swing because she's the other crazy woman that launching the publishing stuff, and how we'll all be working together. So go for it, ma'am.
Hey, Barbara. So, hi, Steve. It's so good to see you again. It's been a while. I don't remember how long, but it's been a while. And you got to know that we talk about you.
Good.
In a good way,
I think.
Yeah,
in a good way.
No, all good. Sorry. No, we talk about you and it's
Majority
all good. And we just are so really honored to know you and your experience with getting books to bestseller status and Goodreads and Amazon is priceless, truly. And you've got so many years in it. And I'm really, really excited for you to meet Mary Farias because she is also amazing and a publisher.
Oh, great.
And I think since we last spoke, I actually have published 2 books myself. One is called Parenting the Rules, which is written by one of my coaches. And the other one is Awakening to Divine Presence, which I wrote. So we're just keep on moving on. And I'm sure you've had a lot of exciting new things happen with you too. So thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate it. It's good to see you.
You too. Thank you.
Mary, what does I keep thinking there's a blueprint here or somewhere. You want to open your mouth?
Sure. Well, I'm excited about this. Welcome, Steve. You've been your name has been running around all of our publishing meetings that we've been having recently, so I'm excited to talk to you and meet you. So Barbara and I are actually really excited about this new endeavor with the publishing, and we're also going to have the author's blueprint coming up, which is a show for reaching out and allowing these authors to market their books over KPHRED's airwaves, because it's a place for authors and publishers too to come to bring their their books out to the world. Give the authors a voice and give them the ability to share their message. Like Barbara was saying earlier on the show, that authors have been given this message to bring to the world, and KPHRED, it has the capabilities to help them really magnify that, and that's what we're excited to do. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Great.
All right, so, Steve, first question.
Fred.
Too bad people can't see us. It'd be really cool. Maybe I'll cut it into a short. First question. What's changed in your life or business in the last 2 years?
On the personal side, the biggest change is the loss of my dad after a bout with dementia and things. And, you know, that's always a big life-changing thing, obviously, when you lose a parent. It's my first parent that I've lost. I've lost my in-laws in the past, but it's it's a blessing as his dementia was getting worse. It was good that it didn't linger and take a lot of time and a lot of expense, I guess, from that standpoint, and put him out of his. It was not the way he would have wanted to live, so that was good, and that was the big news there. And then on the professional side, we continue to find new ways to serve authors, experiment with a lot of different products, a lot of different ideas. A number of them have failed terribly, but we've learned from them. And other things are constantly changing with the Amazon algorithm and trying to stay ahead of that. And then your other guest who was speaking earlier, of course, the other big professional news for all of us is AI, and what does that mean, and how we're embracing it and really utilizing it to take all of our knowledge and our data and our expertise that we've accumulated over 7.5 years with the agency, and putting that into an AI model that now can be utilized by authors and to really help them optimize their presence on Amazon and Goodreads, and also optimize their sales opportunities with Amazon advertising. So those are exciting things that are happening. They're coming up on the horizon this summer as well.
So, Deanna, when he said dementia, what did that make you think?
I ain't gonna lie, Fred, I don't think we're on the same brainwave today.
Woman, you can't go to the grocery store. November, woman? November?
You wanting to do the event for Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's. So, in April, Deanna launched an event to raise money. She took over the station for 23 and a half hours and raised money for 2 charities for autism. Correct, woman?
Yes, sir.
Alzheimer.
Autism. She was autism. Now,
Gotcha.
in April, we had our first 9,000 plus listen hour month.
Nice.
And it went so well that we decided that starting in September, where Barbara's doing a veterans one to raise funds for veterans causes,
Nice.
for me, I chose November because I dealt with Alzheimer's and dementia in both my mother and my grandmother. And the results got more and more hideous. We won't go there. So somehow you got to be involved in raising, when we take over the station, to raise funds for Alzheimer's dementia. All right, so you were on, I don't know, 4, 6, when was the episode, Barbara? I'm putting her on the spot, of how to write a bestseller in the age of AI. One of your first extravaganzas in making me feel illiterate.
I don't recall when we had that episode. It's probably been
several months. Yeah,
it's a few months, I would think.
All right, so I'm gonna put you on the spot, dude. In what you saw from where you were and where we were at with the station and all this wonderful garbage, what's been the most surprising thing?
In regards to
the station,
KPHRED in particular?
Me? No, I don't care about me. Of the community, let's put it this way: the KPHRED community is what I'm curious about.
I'm really glad to see it's still happening and growing, and more shows are coming on, and people are taking advantage of the platform and the medium that you're providing. So it's great to see it continue to move forward. And I think with all these shows, there's things that, like I have some questions for you. Are there, how can we turn these shows and these podcasts and things of this nature and these authors that Barbara and Mary are going to be working on into utilizing their exposure on KPHRED so that the AI LLMs can access that information and help them with being discovered more widely through the world of AI? That'd be a question for me. For you.
There's a whole lot of geek talk I could go into, but Mary is the one who provided the most recent example of where we're getting to on, was it ChatGPT the other day, Mary?
Yeah. We're actually on there. We can listen to KPHRED radio on ChatGPT.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So we're getting there. It's slow. March was painful, but we're moving. Helps to be stubborn. All right, so we're starting to run out of time, and I know this question's going to take a bit. Barbara, you want to pick the first victim and find out what their goal is for the next 2 years?
Oh my goodness, the next 2 years, that's quite a ways out. I don't even know if I planned that far ahead, but hey, Janet, would you like to share?
Ooh, vicious.
Yes, I'm probably the oldest one on this this meeting today. 2 years from now, I'll probably be 80, and not probably will be. So,
hopefully,
2 years from now, I think Roots and Branches will be firmly established, telling more and more stories all the time because there's over 6 million adoptees. So 2 more years, that's basically 100 podcasts, right?
Yeah.
If I continue to do one a week, that'll be 100 podcasts.
And at least 2 books.
Well, a couple of books. Yeah.
Excellent.
And I'm just going to keep going, right? As long as I stay healthy, and I keep telling myself that I will be healthy, and that I have a long life ahead of me.
So I got to tell you,
and I'll still be on KPHRED, right?
Amen to
That's
that. Jim dropped off. In 2 years, he'll be 82. So he kind of sets the age thing.
Okay. All right. So I have to catch up to him. All right.
You got to catch up to him. And I ain't letting him drop dead for a long time. All right, Barbara. What's your 2-year goal? And then pick the next victim.
My goodness. I don't know that I had a 2-year goal, but I will say I know that there's another book that wants to be written, so maybe I'll have the energy to do that soon. I hope so. So that would be that. And, I'd like to take Wainwright Global to the next level and find other individuals that would be willing to get on board and become CFO, CTO, CMO, etc. And I already have people that are interested in becoming trainers, so I would like to see Wainwright Global expand. And
doesn't that kind of mean you're looking for Wainwright Interplanetary?
Yes. Oh my God, that would be my ultimate dream right there.
All right, so if that's going to happen, then tell me when you're going to be, or when you're going to get Elon Musk to interview on economy creators. Ooh, that'd be a really good one. Okay.
That'd be a really good one.
All right, so we're going to pick on Mary next, since I'm going to give Deanna more time to think. 2-year goal for you, woman.
Well, 2-year goal, have Elon Musk on economy creators. I think that would be a good one to have. Also, let's see, my first economy creators anthology will be published at the end of this year. My author economy will be published midway through next year, and then my second economy creator anthology will be published at the end of next year. So we're just publishing, and we're expanding the reach of authors through KPHRED and their voices. I want to bring in authors and publishers onto this platform.
So I'd love to go interplanetary, but I'll be happy with international for now. All right, so we got to go to Deanna because she's already taken us globally. Deanna, 2 years from now.
A commonly recognized international brand that is pushing the interests of not just the neurodivergent community, but communication in general.
Give me a bit more on that. I'm not sure what the metric is.
Well, I mean, I am a bit of a hippie, so the metric in general is a raising in human kindness and the way that we treat each other. But the actual metrics are going to include, we have plans for a 501 where we're going to be supplementing income for education for neurodivergent people, as well as vocational training, basically helping get us out into the community on our own 2 feet. And then we speak for ourselves.
Interesting. Love you, woman. Just keep thinking back to your first guest episode here. I love watching it.
No, thank you.
All right. Barbara, who are we picking next for 2 years?
Well, I just messaged Jane to see if she could join us, but I don't know if she got the message. So why don't we talk to Dave?
Dave, bring it. 2 years from now.
Ooh. 2 years from now, I would like to probably be working with a lot of people in East Tennessee on that digital literacy concerns that we have. That's one. 2 years, I would like to see a transition starting from my current role in the company. And I am really intrigued with AI. It is one of the things that I wake up and I think about every day. And to the gentleman who's the attorney here, we currently are diving into AI readiness and how it affects companies at this point. Instead of putting the cart in front of the horse, we're going backwards and looking at what's the vulnerability of companies when they're using AI currently. So that's taking up a lot of my time now, and I see AI as being, I just love technology, and it's ever changing, always moving forward. It never goes backwards for the most part. So yeah, probably a lot more time in AI and seeing actually where it's going to go, and maybe I can get AI to run my boat. That would be fun.
Probably, although the hallucinations would be a bitch.
You're probably right.
All right. So the man who's on the forefront of fighting the battle to keep AI from taking us over, at least from the legal front, I'm still looking for the other side of the Zevon equation. What's your 2-year goal, my friend?
Wow. I guess in 2 years, I would like to have a better handle on what AI is doing in our law firm, and there's excuse me, there is an organization out there called ILTA, International Legal Technology Association, and I would actually like to start at some point working with them, sitting on one of their boards, to see and learn more about what AI is doing across the legal industry, and not just my firm, our firm, however you want to put it. So that maybe as I grow more, I can take those experiences and those learnings and come back to see you, my friend, and tell you what I found.
Excellent. You know, I'm going to be on your ass like quarterly for that.
Yeah.
And see, I also know the next step in that and who you need to talk to. The man who knows everybody in tech, the old man of technology that was here. You better be talking to Jim real soon, because either you get to him first or I will. All right, so Steve, I'm going to give you the last. What's your 2-year goal?
You know, I can talk to that pretty specifically. 2-month goal, have 200 authors on our new AI platform. 2-year goal, have 22,000 authors on our AI platform.
Oh, damn, dude, that is awesome. The ladies will be talking to you very, very soon, won't they?
And hopefully 222 of them are their authors.
I'm hoping 20,000 of them are. But then again, that kind of goes...
I don't know how many authors they want to accept, but yeah, we'll take them all.
The Boswell plan has 10 stations. We need 700 plus shows. That means a whole lot of authors, right, ladies?
There you go.
Yes, it does. And that is the goal.
Can't wait. I'm super excited.
All right, folks. At this point, I'm going to let you all go back to your Saturday. Enjoy yourself. We'll be back live in about a month. What did I say earlier, Barbara? July 11th?
July 11th.
After seeing the grandkids, and that's why we do this.
Exactly.
Have a great day, folks. We'll be back again then. Bye.
To my face, okay,